Good morning from day 9. It is 6:30 in the morning, which is later than I was hoping for. I had the best sleep the whole coast to coast trip last night, probably because of the thought of going home, seeing my family, my kids, my little doggy again, missing all those quite a bit, and yeah, so it's been a bit of a battle, this one, I think. So yeah, my advice to anybody doing it: take as long as you can. Try and get as many campsites in as you can. And just do the odd wild camp, you know, like the lakes and stuff like that. Make your life as easy as you can. Anyway, today, plan: get to Robin Hood's Bay. That's going to be a little bit difficult because of the fires, as I keep going on about, at Langdale Moors. Now, I spoke to a few locals and I've got a plan. So the official line is, for ease, take the Esk Valley pathway, which follows the River Esk into Whitby, and head down into Robin Hood's Bay using the Cleveland Way coastal path line. That's not going to cut it for me, simply because of timing. I need to get home. So what I'm going to do is, I've looked at Google Maps, and that's highlighted which roads are closed due to smoke and fire and which ones are open. So I'm going to hoof it. I get to the point where you get diverted, and I'm going to hoof it down the open roads. Okay, so all legit and above board. I'm going to follow open roads. I'm not going to run through burning fire and exploding ordnance and stuff like that. So I'm just going to use the open roads till I get to Horska, and then from there rejoin on with the coast to coast. Pretty simple. Let's get it done. Oh, that's Camp's truck. And as usual, we leave no trace. So this is the field I camped in last night. It's shared by the Arncliffe Arms, which I will get into in a minute. There are sheep in it, and there's a couple of flat spots, but for a tenner a night and what you get with it, I highly recommend this if you are backpacking, camping, as a point to stop at. Right folks, I'm going to have to give a big shout out to the Arncliffe Arms on Arncliffe Terrace in Glaisdale. Okay, so they share that field that I stayed in, that I was talking about earlier. I have to keep it down a bit, people are still asleep. So for 10 quid I got camping. I got use of a room for ablutions, toilet, shower and all the rest of it. They provided the towels for that too. So for additional, you can have cooked breakfast ready for you in the morning, or a continental if you prefer. But I highly recommend the Arncliffe Arms. Another pivotal point on your coast to coast route as far as I'm concerned. So move your plans to make sure you include this one for an overnight. So leaving the road outside the Arncliffe Arms, head down this track here. Slightly off route, there's a bit of a landmark which I want to share with you. You may have seen it if you've watched other videos, called the Beggar's Bridge. Just a nice little place to sit and have a morning coffee. You've got brew kit with you, which of course you will have, because obviously you're not mad. Just disturbed Mr. Heron there. Sorry bud. Nearly had his breakfast too. Bless him. This is where I've come off track ever so slightly. The route follows that up there. We've marked Beggar's Bridge as well. So if you were either come off on the signposted bit, or come off where I did, make your way across this little pack bridge here, across the Dingley Dell, as my kids would call it. the Beggar's Bridge. Now, this is 100% from memory. I haven't pre-read this or something like that. But the story goes, star-crossed set of lovers. The woman's from a rich family. The lad was not. He went away to earn his fortune, and something like he built the bridge with the money that he made from his fortune went after he'd gone away to get back to her. Look at these stones, all worn away with all the feet that's been out on them over the years. So we're still in Glaisdale Woods, and we're making our way along a section of the Esk Valley for those who've never heard of it before, which is picturesque and pretty. Sun coming through the trees, marvellous. Well, that's the end of Glaisdale Woods, as it were. I think they're called Arncliffe Woods. I think everything around here is called Arncliffe for some reason. Don't know why. Answers in the comment section, please. Anyway, left turn, Egton Bridge, 1 mile. Let's get amongst it. Morning, bud. How you doing? This is Egton Bridge, and at this time of the morning, mighty pretty it is too. Lovely old church. So this originally was Barnard's toll road. That was the prices to cross. And that was the toll keeper's cottage, which is still looking inhabited to this day. How pretty. There we go. Toll cottage. A wonderful little place to live. Quite a famous location where your man from Escape Outdoors did a middle-aged male version of Wrecking Ball by Miley Cyrus. So we're going right, and we're going up into Grossmont, or Grossmont, depending on your outlook in life. So if you're following the Esk Valley, you'll be going where those gentlemen are, down there. We're going this way. Beautiful old bridge over the River Esk. What a beautiful day in God's County. What more could you ask for? Well, welcome to Grossmont. There are facilities on the and the entrance to Grossmont, which is nice. And I believe there's shops and pubs and all the rest of it. This Grossmont station, part of the North Yorkshire Moors National Railway. Glorious in the sun. I was going to say, I don't believe it's running due to the Langdale Moor fires. However, what do I find? A train. There's a big old hill coming up that way. Unfortunately, due to the fire and the restrictions that have been put in place, we should be turning right, going through Littlebeck, passing the wondrous Fallingfoss waterfall, the Hermitage cave carved out of the rock, all of those lovely views that are up round through there, and the woodland. But we're going to have to navigate on road through Slights to Ruswarp, I believe, if I remember rightly. I plotted a route on Footpath last night, so after checking the roads were open with Google Maps, so we're going to cut our way across country this way. As a benefit, it has saved me 11 kilometres, but yeah, like I say, we've dipped. Plus side, there's some pretty impressive architecture that we wouldn't have seen if you hadn't come this way. Look at that. Tower Court, that's called. Wonderful, isn't it? And they've got magnificent views. Oh, that's the train just leaving Grossmont, I just heard there. So that'll be winding its way through here, through the Esk Valley. I believe they're using diesel at the moment to prevent any risk of sparks or reignition of the fires. But oh, I've just got first whiff of something burning. I don't know whether it's a log fire or a vast expanse of peat bog. Although we are diverted here, it's probably a good idea to remember that in the original handbook written in 1973 by Alfred Wainwright himself, he says it doesn't matter which route you take as long as you start in St Bede's and you end up in Robin Hood's Bay. Okay. So that is the plan, and that is what we're doing. So you mustn't feel that you are constrained within the original route, as after all there are multiple high level, low level routes through the Yorkshire Dales and the Lake District National Park. So here should make no difference whatsoever, and we get to see a different part of the country for once, and very pretty it is too. Here's the train going through the valley. Check out this row of cottages. Absolutely stunning. What a place to live. What a view. Never been down here. This one's new to me. We've made it to Slides. That was particularly quick. I wasn't expecting that. So let's see what Slides has got to offer then, shall we? So we're crossing the A169 here. The dog leg after the line. And then we'll make our way to Horsecombe and pick up the Coast to Coast Trail from there. There goes the fire is. Big Unimog, probably the rural fire crew. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Langdale Moor. I wonder if they're having to do with the comic. Across a right little jam here. This is Betty's Wood, yeah, I'd have never come here ever if I hadn't picked that divert. So yeah, nice one, enjoying it so far. How about that then? That's the exit point of my divert. We're going this way. More road closures. Everywhere you look, road closures. Fire must have been horrifically bad. Torska. Kind of busy. I'm surprised with all the divert traffic. I got took out by Pursty there. Exciting. 3 3/4 miles left to push. Not sure about that. My watch says 3.5 k's. So this could be interesting. Yellow way mark signs. Okay. Where are they? That away. So I don't know what the score with my my plotted route on Footpath was. I don't know where I got it from. I might have accidentally amended it or something, I don't know. But it had me walking off down the road, so I don't know what the score of that is, but this is the way I remember, through Northcliffe Holiday Park down onto the coast, and it has a certain symmetry with the other side, whereas you walked across St Bees Head, walked up St Bees Head rather. Now we're walking down the northeast coastline to Robin Hood's Bay and culminating in wetting our feet and putting our stone in the North Sea. Well folks, hard as it is to grasp, and I am struggling to believe it, we are here. We are at the beautiful northeast coast. And to top it all off, the day is beautiful. Look at the weather. Just look at that. Stunning. Where we are, I recognise that bay. We can't see it just yet, but I know it's there because of that hut there. So we are imminent, and I am ready for a lunch. There it is folks, there it is. What a glorious sight. First view of Robin Hood's Bay. That is immense. What a sight for our eyes. we go. 8.5 days, we're done. Sorry, would you like to add something there? Would you like to add something?
Jenny, you got to speak there.
Hello. I was just saying what an amazing accomplishment it is. And would you like a photo?
No, I'm going to go and crawl in.
Hi, I don't know what your channel is.
What's your channel?
Yeah.
What's your channel?
Vapor Trails with a Z. Right, well, we've made it, folks. One side of the country through the other. There's only a couple of things left to do. We've taken a picture by the sign on Wainwright's bar. We're now going to wet our feet in the North Sea, take the rock that we collected on the Irish Sea and throw it in the North Sea. But first, we've got to get there. And this looks slippery, so I'm going to get the camera away. There it is, and if you're wondering why it's wet, because I just put it in my mouth so I didn't drop it with the camera and the sticks and all the rest of it. So there's our rock, let's throw it in the North Sea. No word of a lie, I'm looking forward to that for days. My first cooked meal in 10 days. Well, we're not done just yet. We've got 11 k's of cinder trail to get in. Back to Whitby before we pick up a bus, I think. So we smacked the back end out of it in the Wainwright bar, did 26 quid on lunch. So yeah, it's a bus on the way home, not a train. So let's get into that then, eh? Starting to get into the outskirts of Whitby. Nearly home. Definitely starting to come into Whitby now. Just crossed the Esk Valley walkway. There's an iconic view for you. And guess where we are? That's cool for walking. Oh. What we're going to do is find the right bus stop, jump on the bus and go away.